of. And then HO3K helper, shout outs to HO3K, of course, always putting in that work behind the scenes. Big love to them out in New York. And I know our players. It is, in fact, Omart the Snake. So he's really good. Like, there's no other way to put it.
You're like, I know every player. I'm like, dude, he started playing last week. You're like, yeah, I know him too. You're like, I actually saw him training in his grandmother's basement. Yeah, I don't know why.
I was at the Smash Fest. Also, okay, so this is a button check. I didn't know HelpR was actually playing Sora now. So if that's what we actually see, HelpR does have DDD, but the Sora is a much smarter decision instead of the DDD, because as big as DDD is, it's very hard to land. You, however, playing Sora more of late. I can give some insight, but what is your opinion on how you'd approach this matchup?
I took a little bit of a break on Sora. I entered some events and I was like, yo, man, I don't want to lose to people I don't like, so
we're right back to the Mewtwo.
Omar, bro. all the way
you back to Ollie? Oh, you went all the way back
because
with it.
I forgot how to play the game, but I never forgot Olimar.
You did not forget how to press up smash on Olimar. That's what happened.
Bruh, come on. C-stick to win, all right? Point the C-stick at the bad guy, baby. I need a box out smash his shield with a fresh purple, and he tried to punish it and couldn't. He's like, really? And I was like, yeah, man, the very first one, as long as it's fresh and it's purple or yellow, you can't punish it.
You are the only one. You are out here to have fun only for you, not for anybody else. It's only you who's trying to have fun.
Well, that's why now I'm casting, so we all can have fun.
That's true. That is true.
But in terms of actual input, even though I haven't played Sora in a while, more than likely, I think it's really just about Snake doesn't have really great out-of-shield options, and Sora's really good at messing up your shield.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's actually what I was going to allude to. That might be an actual problem, because normally Sora will constantly space right around shield, like you said. Jump in nair, land with an aerial, you got to respect it. But because Grenade's there, if you miss-space it, you take Grenade hit out of shield.
Well, so you deserve that.
True.
I think if you don't space and Grenade blows you up, you don't have a good enough mastery of your character, and you deserve all the damage you took.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think that as long as HelpR has the spacing, it's going to be fun. But HelpR...
waiting for the grenade explosions.
That's going to work a lot, too. The stalls that Sora can do off stage matter so much against Snake, because Snake will make you wait there forever, and you're eventually going to get hit. But at least Sora can hide from that for a second. He's actually got a pretty good start.
Yeah, and another thing is Sora is going to go off stage for really big edge guards, so that's going to be really important of Omar. How are you going to recover against a character that literally flies off stage at you?
Yeah, and another thing for Omar, too, is you never know.
Oh, good forward smash.
That was so good, because he already used his resources in the mix-up. Is do I land on the platform or do I land in front of you? And he guessed correctly.
I mean, if he was wrong, he didn't really lose too much out of it anyway, so it's intelligent either way. But now all of a sudden, Omar going to more of that defensive play, and HelpR for a moment was entertaining it. Yeah. And I like that HelpR said, wait a minute, why am I letting you throw grenades at me when I can get up close and personal, and that's how I was winning earlier.
Exactly. And this is a good idea, too, because you're up a stock. You have so many options to avoid Nikita. Ooh. That takes away a huge part of what Snake wants to go for off stage. HelpR is making this matchup look very difficult, actually. His defense has been on point.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the grenades blowing up when he's using his spells, he's doing a stellar job.
Yeah, and there's no reason for HelpR to move from the side there. What's happening? Nothing at all. He can wait.
That almost happened.
All right, look, if you got hit by that, I would have laughed. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been such a funny way to see Sora lose that stock. Nikita just said stupid. But
well, speaking of stupid, that C4 explosion, well timed by Omar, does not change the fact though that as soon as HelpR came down, just started juggling Snake. You're heavy, you're not in kill range quite yet, but you know you're 1 or 2 interactions away from it.
Exactly. Like Sora, not the heaviest character in the world either, so it's very easy. Snake will be fine going to like 140 plus. Sora has a lot of KO power, but you're gonna die way earlier to that up tilt. Like we're getting close to it right now.
I mean, really, unless you find another hard read forward smash, but that's going to be you can't depend on that.
Exactly, yeah. It worked the one time, but Omar's going to mix it up. Oh, so many options were covered there. You stay in place, you would then get hit by a C4. You go away, reaction dash attack. That one, though, is going to be the up tilt, and Omar gets the lead.
Yeah, and you were just saying you're pretty much at up tilt kill range, Ajax, and apparently that was true as HelpR found out.
Yeah, now you're at Snake trades the win, because everything you do usually equals Snake also getting away with it, but you taking damage at the same time. Snake's going to live a long time, and now it's on Sora to approach.
Yeah, I would like to see a couple more grabs thrown in from HelpR, because at this point, Omart's like, hey, look, at the end of the day, I have the lead. I'm just going to shield. You can't kill me off a grab. And even though that's true, Sora's edge guard potential is so good that just throw him off stage or find a back air on stage. I guess that works too.
Yep, I actually think you're very right, though, because we actually haven't really seen many grabs from HelpR, like, at all. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to do because there's always a grenade or something in the way, but you have to do it to get Snake to move. That's where you're going to find your straight hits. But that's true. Follows up, tries to get the landing afterwards. Omart with the correct air dodge to get away from that.
But even though obviously you want to make the move, you can use some of the intangibility on the grab to avoid the explosion. And I really think getting Snake off stage is a great win condition.
Exactly, especially because Sora can do so much. The Thunder not enough to get, like, I thought the Naga would actually break the Cypher.
Oh,
what perfect timing.
Omart.
This is not a comfortable lead at all, by the way. Like, HelpR, yeah, you are now at, congrats, you are now at up tilt percents. And you couldn't do a single thing on that platform. There was so much there. It was checkmate the moment he stayed there and held shield.
I wonder if the counter would have worked.
Maybe, but if he countered, he probably could have landed with the back air because he was fading away. And maybe that was the best option if he countered, because if he caught him with the back air at the end, I don't think he died there.
I don't think he died. I didn't know if the counter would have brought him far enough in stage because off the platform. But either way, it was an awful position to be in.
I almost want to see that back because, like, C4 happened, right? But there was also, I think, two grenades. So you counter one. How many does that counter stop? Because it has the reflector, but does it stop the grenade that's behind you?
I'm not sure, but the grenade won't kill you. Just C4 will.
But does the damage of the grenade put you in kill percents from the back air? Maybe the hitbox was counter was too high. All theory crafting that I want to figure out later, but we have to switch up
like Falco instead.
HelpR has a plethora of characters. This is why I was wondering if we could see the DDD before. I also forgot that he has a Falco.
Well, he didn't, and he's like Final Destination, but it's not Fox only today, okay? And I mean, I want to say, good start, but Sora had a fantastic start as well, and we saw how that ended.
Exactly.
I almost wanted to see Sora again, just not on Final. I mean, I'm sorry, not on Battlefield.
Yeah,
because there were two C4 explosions that killed him.
Exactly. I think the Sora looked incredibly good. I think just, it's one of those things where you get into a match that's so close and you kind of let your, like, confidence in the character dip when you have so many characters. And Falco also does very solidly against Snake too. It's mostly Falco's recovery that gets blown up.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about. That Nikita came into play and it never punished HelpR before. But with Falco, you don't have as many options to avoid it.
True. Oh, okay. I thought the angle on the up B was too far out and wasn't going to be able to drift back in. So luckily for HelpR, does not give up a stock for free there. He's at up tilt back air ranges, but I think it's only going to work if he has him at the ledge.
Yeah, and HelpR was so determined to do that back air. Omart actually crouched, which was just genius.
That was
because
actually
the
really
Falco
smart.
He can't back air low enough to hit that.
Yeah, true. Actually, and because grenade's in the way, you have to jump. So Omart's going to react to the jump. And Omart's going to react to that edge guard as well. He gets the first stock.
And that's that Nikita coming into play. You know, we touched on it earlier, that Sora was able to avoid it flawlessly. He went off stage maybe 3 times this match and immediately died to the Nikita.
Yeah, and you spot on, because I completely forgot how many times the Sora avoided the Nikita last time. It was invalidated.
Yeah.
So,
that would have been clean.
That was the best choice you could have did going for that reflector, because otherwise that force match was going to end that you would have died at 30.
Yeah, free. We would have all been eating bird tonight. All right, but 3 stocks to 1. Apparently Omart's still eating it tonight. Yeah,
he is looking way better here on FD. Even though Snake is so good on Battlefield, I think the movement of Sora kind of made it more difficult.
Yeah.
The Falco does work, the up smash can work, but he has got a big deficit he's looking at.
It's so rough. I mean, you got to find one of these Falco down airs. That might have been a time, actually. The air dodge came in from Omart. But I think just a raw, I'm going to beat you on stage, kill you off the top or off the side with the back air is not really going to work. I think you have to force Omart off stage. You've got to find a down air. Otherwise, you're out of this tournament.
Yeah, you do not have many mistakes left that you can make here, especially at 91. That was so smart. He jab staggered the first 2, catches him on the end. You have to, there was like nothing you really do there. He already got hit by the jump to a side B to the up B, and Nikita was going to hit you.
Absolutely. I mean, great stuff from Omart.
Yeah.
Came up to play, definitely did his thing, and you know, HelpR was looking a lot better game number 1 with the Sora. Did what he could, but I mean, Omart just such a formidable
foe. I think Omart just like kind of woke up a bit game 2, understood that your main combo starter's up tilt and you want throws too. What if I just play around that? So the main thing he did was he forced HelpR to have to jump all the time because there's always a grenade on the ground. If you reveal you're too impatient to respect the grenade, you kind of have to play to the clock on FD in that matchup because you have to find the up tilts. You can jump around him a bunch, but he always knows you're in the air, so if he's out of position, he's going to hold shield because the nair is coming. He knows it's going to happen.
One thing you can do, a lot of people don't think about, is you can't just run up and grab, because generally